I would have played a dwarf in the live action Snow White movie, but then they took out the dwarves. Thanks, Dinklage.
Yeah, because
Are you watching? Are you watching, Dinklage? Do you know that you took work away from me and my 6-year-old dwarf daughter? You took money and food out of my 6-year-old daughter's mouth. Thanks, Dink. All right, sorry. That's the yak talking.
Did you really get upset?
Yeah, legit upset because now I don't know if he did it on purpose, but Dinklage was on a podcast. He was on WTF with Mark Maron, and he had mentioned that he's like, "Oh, are we doing the Snow White thing? Are we still doing the Snow White thing with the dwarfs?" And then Disney, like, they were gonna hire a bunch of
and you like,
actors. I'm down, I'm game, let's go. It's Snow White and the 7 dwarves. It's literally the part I was made to play, and they canceled that, and then they announced they were going to do Snow White and the 7 magical beings, and then they released a photo of the 7 magical beings, and it was like, you can pull up the photo somewhere and put it on the podcast, but like, if you look up Snow White and the 7 magical beings, it looks like a hacky sack circle at Berkeley. Like, it's just a bunch of everything,
right,
including one little person. And then there was outrage about that. So now they landed on, we're gonna do Snow White and the 7 dwarves. They're gonna be dwarves, but they're gonna be CGI. And they CGI'd the dwarves. I was mad. I'm still mad. So
probably if you'd had to roll on Game of Thrones for like all the things, you probably wouldn't have wanted to do it.
Yeah, if I had some Game of Thrones, if I had Game of Thrones money, Dink, then maybe I would be, talking out about these roles too. But I don't. So when that happened, yeah, I was mad. And if I ever meet Peter Dinklage, despite what I've just done, I have a lot of respect for the man.
Right.
But I would love to have that conversation with him and see what he truly thinks about that, and if it got blown out of proportion, and if he truly doesn't want dwarves to play those roles. Because I know for a fact, and this is something like Dinklage, he made this decision, and I respect him for it. He didn't want to take roles that were making fun.
Mm-hmm.
And when he hosted Saturday Night Live, I know some comedians that are on Saturday Night Live, and I know them. They were there when Dinklage hosted, and he came into the writer's room and he said, there will be no dwarf jokes this week. None. He put the kibosh on all the dwarf jokes. So they had to rewrite a bunch of shit.
Right.
But at the same time, Dinklage is... So I respect his opinion for that. But then at the same time, Dinklage is in a movie called Tiptoes. Are you familiar with the movie Tiptoes, Shannon?
I'm not.
Okay. Tiptoes is a movie. It stars people that you might know. Matthew McConaughey, Kate Beckinsale.
Wow.
And in the role of a lifetime, and they say this in the preview, it sounds like an SNL skit. In the role of a lifetime, Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman plays a dwarf in this movie.
Why not get a real dwarf to play?
So Gary Oldman plays a dwarf in this movie. Now you think, okay, so maybe they like CGI'd it, right?
Right.
Nope. Gary Oldman is on his knees, got the shoes, he's behind like bars. They're trying to hide his height, and they tie his arms back so his arms will be smaller. And this is what they get to play little people. And Peter Dinklage is also in that movie. Tiptoes is the most offensive movie to little people ever made. It's streaming on Amazon Prime. I highly advise everyone go watch it. And just know that when Peter Dinklage says you shouldn't do this to little people because it's offensive, that he is in that movie. So that is all I will say about that.
Let's get to the better part of your life. The last.
Oh, the yak is going. I'm talking shit about Dinklage.
You are.
Let's go.
I thought you weren't going to talk about anybody.
Oh, I wasn't. I wasn't. But then this shit is smooth.
That's code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup.